Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took 3 trades this morning, have them all on video. We're going to go over them right now. But if you'd like to download the tools you see me use during the trades, go over to the YouTube Trading Armor homepage, click on the little Facebook icon. That'll bring you over to the trading group. You can become a member. Everything is free. Click on files and you'll be able to download my trading plan, my trade tracking spreadsheet, my 2-hour calculator, all that good stuff. So as always, I like to start with Webull. On the markets pane, I click on top gainers and pre-market and select all. But just notice, so I'm trading at 4 a.m. Right now it's 6:30 because I was stuck in a trade for a very long time. And I just want to show you one thing. This just started trading around 6 a.m. But this is why just using the top gainers list without organizing by volume can be extremely dangerous. This looks great. It went 300, or right now it's up 346%. I think it was up over 1,000% at one point. And if you look at the chart, in some respects it looks amazing. Down here at $10, it went all the way up to $100. Now it's back down to $41. This is the 1 minute chart. It's done all of this just since 6:09. In the past 20 minutes, it has gone from $11 to $100 down to $40. It moved 100% on this one candle, from $35 to $70, and on this candle it came down a couple of 100%, or a little bit more, from 100 all the way down to 30. So that's pretty crazy. So anyway, yeah, the point is that it'd be very difficult to make money trading something like this, because I guarantee you the prices are moving very, very fast. Even on this candle that just formed, it went from $42 to $32, a $10 range on that 1 minute candle. So look, that one just popped down $2. Look at the spread, $4 or $5. I'm sure it was in the at least $5 spread, maybe more during this candle, maybe over $10. Who knows? So it's extremely difficult to trade stocks like this because of the low volume. The volume on this candle here is 44 shares, and it moved all of that, $35. The volume on this candle, 200 shares, and it moved, what was that, $70. So yeah, these are extremely dangerous to trade. So if you are not extremely experienced, I would just avoid looking at the top gainer altogether, unless you click on all and you organize by volume and it's also in the top 3. You notice where FSSI is. It's down here at number 21, and I bet you back when it first started popping up, it was probably at 100 or something like that. It's only now, because it's the top gainer, that probably some other people are starting to take notice and trying to capitalize on that. But it's extremely difficult. You see now the price is down to $20, and it was up to $100 a few minutes ago, $30 when we were just looking at it a few seconds ago. So hopefully you get the idea there. So anyway, I was looking at the top gainers list organized by volume and only interested in the top 3 stocks. I did also look at the top gainer at that time, so I clicked pre-market and I was looking at the top gainer, which was not FSSI. I believe it was CELC and GURE, which also happened to be on the top volume list, so it didn't make much difference, and there were no trades for those anyway. So let's look at the trades I did take. So let's see. So yeah, I have GURE, but it's not trading above the previous high, so there's nothing to trade there. CELC, I think that was the top gainer, and it was probably number 4 by volume. But here's the other thing, really interesting, is that the top gainers list is kind of cumulative in the sense that it's actually using the aftermarket, even though it's called the pre-market top gainers list. So this was like the number 1 top gainer, even though look how low it is from its previous high. So that's just because it's a top gainer from compared to where it closed in the previous day. So just another little aside. So just because something is a top gainer doesn't make it good. That's why you want to look at where the previous high was. Okay, so and then the same thing over here with CLOV. So NAKD popped up, I think, at this. So this one had a high float size of about 400 million shares. So it has to be the number 1 stock organized by volume, and it was at this time. Otherwise, it wouldn't be on my list. And so the entry that I was looking for was for the break of this 1 minute candle. This was really the first entry, but this was before it was number one on the list, so I can't take that entry. I mean, I didn't see that entry anyway, because by the time I pulled it up to on the list, it was maybe this candle was forming, I think. So this is the first possible entry for me, and looking to get in for the break of that candle. The high of this candle is 0.732 cents, so anything higher than that. And with these stocks, you have to buy 100 shares at a time because they're below $1. That's just how Webull works. I'm sure most other platforms are the same way. If the stock is trading below $1, you have to buy at least 100 shares. But it makes it so that the price is about the same as I spend on the other stocks, because right now I'm trading with $70. So that means this stock, this trade cost me $73.38. So it's almost identical to my other trades. And as always, the stop loss is the low of the previous candle. And okay, so what happened there was that as I'm in this trade, I'm looking at the not the watch list, I'm looking at that top gainer screener organized by volume on my laptop. And what is it? I put in the ticker symbol wrong, but I believe it was POAI popped up on the top three. And it was a lower float stock, so it automatically goes on the list. And let's see here. But that's why you see things move around. And as I pull it up, it's exactly where the first entry is that I can take. So you can see that it's trading above previous highs, so it meets my criteria. And it just had a pullback on this candle, even though it doesn't really look like a pullback. You can see that the previous high on this candle was up here, and then this one closed here. So as soon as this candle makes a new high, I get in. So I'm looking to get in 168. And this bottoming tail makes my stop loss pretty wide. And I, realize that going in, but I try to leave all subjectivity out of the trade and not try to judge anything. Either it meets my criteria, it doesn't. If it does, I take the trade. If it wins, great. If it loses, it stinks. But, I did everything according to my plan. So I have to disregard, that wide range candle and just get in. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, I didn't hit my hotkeys correctly. So now I'm in for at 168, which is exactly the price I wanted to get in at. And here I'm putting out the line that represents my stop loss. You have to stop out manually during the pre-market. So I use my hotkeys if I do have to stop out. So you can see the trade was looking pretty good there for a while. And this one is looking okay. And I use my 2-hour calculator to come up with that profit target. That's 2 times my risk. And then I guess I deleted some stocks off the watch list, so these just moved around a little bit. So this is the POAI trade. Here's your NAKD trade. Now CELC kept popping on and off of the top gainers list. So did the number one top gainer, and so did GURE. So I kept removing and adding them, but they ended up not doing anything. So look at this. Here's the NAKD trade. It looks like it's going to win. Get very close to my profit target there. And it starts to flush down. Now, a lot of times this happens, I would say way more often than not, this happens where it'll come up very close to the stop loss, to the profit target, and then pull back, and then it'll kind of reverse again and hit it. That's the norm. We'll see what happened this time. See, it's starting to do it there. And POAI is kind of dead at this point. There was a lot of volume when I started trading it. Actually, this entire time that you see me in this trade, it was number 3 organized by volume. So relative to the rest of the stocks that we're trading, it was very high volume for this time. And now look what NAKD is doing. And it flushed down there. So my stop loss was 0.715 cents. Now with these penny stocks, when they're below $1, all the dollar amounts are 3 decimal places. So it includes a fraction of pennies. And you have to enter, this is a really important tip if you're going to be trading these below $1 stocks. I don't say penny stocks because technically anything $5 or less is a penny stock. But any stock below $1, you have to use 3 decimal places when you're entering your price. Otherwise, it's not going to execute the order. It's going to throw an error. So that's important. And then you can see there, it goes down below. My stop was 0.715 cents. It just flushed right down below it to 0.71. But without hesitation, as soon as I see that, you can see I trigger my hotkeys. And then luckily I get filled at 0.7181, which is above where my stop is. So here's an example. Sometimes slippage on the way out hurts you. Sometimes it helps you. This time I got lucky and it helped me. And you got to take whatever you can get. So now, so at this point I've only taken 2 trades. And I believe this one was the second trade. That first one was the first trade. And so my strategy and plan says that as long as the stocks that I'm trading are still in the top 3 volume, which NAKD was still in the number 1 volume, and I haven't taken 3 trades, it doesn't matter if it's past 430. If my profit target hasn't been hit, I have to look for another entry. So that's what I'm doing here, waiting for the next entry. And it happens right away for the break of this candle. Just a second. So right there. And then I get in. I get filled at 0.725 cents using my 2-hour calculator so I can get my profit target. So the idea behind taking 3 trades is so that if, say, the first 2 fail, and the third one wins, then I can recover some losses or possibly break even if the trades are very similar risk, because I'm trading 2R, so 1 winning trade could potentially make up for 2 losers. Sometimes 1 winning trade makes up for 3 losers. And sometimes 1 winner doesn't make up for the 2 losers. So anyway. But you get the idea. That third trade is to recoup some of the losses of the first 2 trades. And the only other instance where I could be taking 3 trades is if I'm entering them all at the same time, before any of them end. If there are 3 setups before the previous 2 trades end, then I also have to take them, as long as it's before 4:30. So again, this thing looks like it's going to come up and hit my target, but it comes down and flushes. It's getting pretty late now. I started at 4 a.m. Now it's 5:08. So I've been in these trades for a while. And definitely annoyed with this one because, it's not looking like it's going to work. But again, I can't be bothered by that. I have to follow my plan and my strategy, which says I don't do anything unless my profit target or my stop loss is hit. Because in the past, I used to weekhand. I used to get out of stocks early. And I just ended up losing money in the long run doing that. You think you're saving money, but you're not. Because when the stocks chop around like this and you think, oh, this isn't going to work, let me get out and save myself a bigger loss. And then it goes up and hits your profit target like it did just there. So see, sticking to the plan paid off. So I'm going to show you where that got filled. There's this hovering there. And the other thing is, if you're not disciplined, it's very tempting. As these start to come up, you're thinking, oh, finally, I'm getting a trade that's working. Let me just pull this down a little bit. And you end up leaving a bunch of money on the table. So it's best just to leave your target where it is. In the long run, you're going to do much better. So even if you have to take some losses once in a while. So that's what happened there. And then this is actually the second trade. It's the last one that I exited, POAI. It's a real bummer of a trade because there's no volume at this point, but there's no way for you to know that the volume is going to come and then leave, and that's what happened here. And like I said, once I'm in the trade, I can't do anything. Even if the volume disappears, I have to wait until my profit target or my stop loss is hit. I have definitely been in trades like this where the volume left and then comes back around 6 a.m. and pushes up and hits my profit target. So that's why you just wait it out. I know that, more than likely, obviously, I'm going to get stopped out, but you never know. Sometimes it bounces off of this level and then hits your target. That's happened to me plenty of times. So I'm just waiting for my actual stop loss to get hit, which is always below this line, 1 cent below. My stop loss was 155. It's coming very shortly. You can see the video is almost over. So I'm just trying to catch it like in real time. Let's see. Fast forward a little bit here. I didn't realize there was this much time left. There we go. Alright, so you can see without hesitation I exited as soon as it hit my stop. I don't care that, it was the number 3 volume traded stock. People were talking about it on the Weeble chat or whatever. I don't listen to any of that stuff. If my stop is hit, I get out. If my profit target is hit, I take it. And that's how you stay green in the long run. So that's it for those 3 trades. I'll show you the results of that. Now that POAI trade was the highest risk trade. You can see that on my 2-hour calculator. So that loss, wasn't overcomable by the 1 win, but still that third trade that I took reduced the size of my red day. So very small red day relative to the last few days where I've been, just the trading has not been good this month. I've been doing everything according to my plan, just like I did in March, taking the exact same setups. And in March, we grew the account 10.5% just on the trading alone doing that. But this month doing the exact same thing, it's just not working out so well. But I've been doing this for like 4 or 5 months now, and overall it works. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and wait for this kind of lull and these the low float trading to end. But you never know when it's going to end, so you just have to keep doing the same thing every day, and hopefully it doesn't last too long. And the other thing I'm doing now, which is I think going to be interesting at the end of the month, is I'm starting to track. Just today I've thought, I should be doing this, tracking which at what point the stock was on that top gainers list by volume. Was it number 1, 2, or 3? Because that's all I'm interested in. Right, so where was it in this position? And then at the end of the month, I can calculate, not just calculate how much, say more often, maybe the number 1 stock. At least you'd think it would win more often. And I can also make sure that if I trade the 2nd or 3rd stock, that it's profitable. Because even if I have a profitable month, I may not realize that, hey, every time I take trades on the number 3 stock or the number 2 stock, it it ends up failing and I'm actually losing money on that. So that's something I'd have to take like 100 trades like that to really track. So you can see here POAI was the number 3 stock. But so anyway, so that's that. And yeah, so this month really is a bummer so far, but it's really early still. We're down about $26. If you look at March, even though I made 10.5% on that month, I lost over $57, and I was actually trading with less money then. So right now we're probably about 1/3 of our losses if you weight them out over what I'm trading compared to last month. So this isn't definitely not unrecoverable. I mean, I could still end up with another 10% gaining month. Things would obviously have to get considerably better. But even if I just end up with a small green month or a very small red month, that's something that you can definitely recover from as the year goes on. And that's what trading is all about, is the long-term gain, not the one trade or the one day or the 1 week. And if you keep trading your plan exactly the same way every single day and always follow your rules and your strategy 100%, assuming your plan and strategy works, and I've got all this data telling me that it does, then it's just a matter of continuing to do the same thing every day and letting the averages come back into your favor, the statistics come back into your favor. That's it. So that's what we're doing. All right, guys, hopefully this was helpful to you, and as always, I'd like to remind you to always take your stop losses no matter what. Honor your profit targets, and in the long run you should be green. Take care.